He was born weak, but after being taken in by the strongest SS rank magician, with nothing but determination, he trained endlessly. His hands bruised, his body broken, but his spirit unshaken. Years passed, and the boy who once couldn't cast a single spell became a force to be feared. Yet even his master didn't know. Hidden deep within him was a dark magic, powerful enough to shake the world. It all begins in a ruined city, where a woman finds a boy named Lloyd staring at something. It's not revealed yet what the boy is seeing, but the woman believes that with this kid on her team, she can win and defeat the demon lord. She lets go of her emotions and hugs Lloyd, who's still completely spaced out. Shortly after, she brings him to her house and shows him that she can summon fire from her hands using magic. This is the first time Lloyd witnesses something surreal like this, but the woman still tells him to replicate what she just did, or else he won't be getting any dinner. Without any instructions, knowledge, or anything at all, the boy tries, and by the end of the day, he actually succeeds in summoning a tiny ball of flames. The woman is impressed, but not enough, and she literally burns the boy in flames, telling him he still has a long way to go. The next morning, she teaches Lloyd how to summon water by kicking the ground in a certain way, and Lloyd does it on his first attempt. But he only manages to make the ground wet, so the woman isn't impressed and punishes him by drenching him in a pool of water. She also teaches Lloyd wind magic, and as their training continues, in just a few months, Lloyd masters ice magic as well, and manages to create an ice statue that looks exactly like the woman. Lloyd, who now considers the woman as his master, believes that he's finally managed to impress her. But the woman still isn't satisfied, as she believes that the boy lacks power. To show him the difference between their strength levels, she uses her magic to make the statue grab Lloyd, then increases its size before destroying it. Realizing how powerful his master is, Lloyd becomes determined to work even harder and continues to train restlessly. One day, his master drinks too much alcohol and falls ill because of it. Lloyd surprisingly heals her in an instant, indicating that she's taught him healing magic as well. She hugs him for healing her, but she claims that it's still not enough to impress her and immediately tells him to go do more magic training. After several months of training, Lloyd's master is seen holding a grimoire. She's worried about something and is caught off guard when Lloyd enters her room. The grimoire falls from her hands, and as Lloyd picks it up for her, something triggers, causing the boy to faint. This phenomenon makes his master realize that Lloyd has the potential to become the chosen one too. The way she phrases it makes it seem like she is also the chosen one, but I'm not entirely sure. Regardless, she doesn't want Lloyd to make the same mistake she did. She doesn't want him to grow overconfident in his abilities, so she kisses him on the forehead while he's asleep, putting a spell on him that I'm guessing limits his powers. The next morning, she tells Lloyd about the term white mage. According to her, Lloyd too is a white mage, and mages like him generally perform helpful magic for the betterment of others. In any case, she gives Lloyd the task of using his healing magic on an apple tree to make the apple bigger. Lloyd does that, but his master demonstrates how she can effortlessly make the entire tree fill with apples. Later at night, during Lloyd's magic lessons, he gets interested in a specific term called ancient magic. But his master tells him that he doesn't need to learn about such a thing, as it went extinct centuries ago. She teaches him more complex magic, like space magic, which allows the user to unsummon and summon items at will. The training continues, and when Lloyd's master thinks she can take his training to the next level, she blindfolds him and brings him to an unknown forest full of monsters. She hands him nothing but a small kitchen knife and tells him to survive using magic, then return home within a week. Wishing him good luck, she takes off at the speed of light, leaving Lloyd scared for life. Seconds later, a wolf monster enters the scene and chases Lloyd all around the forest. He manages to escape by climbing on top of a tall tree and wonders what he should do. Using his space detection skill, he locates his master's house far north from his location, then begins his journey there on foot. At night, Lloyd uses healing magic to ripen wild fruits, which he eats for dinner. He hides inside a small cave and starts working on a magic circle that might help him increase his physical strength. He creatively modifies all his spells so they can boost his base stats upon activation. The next day, as he ventures through the forest, he accidentally enters the queen spider's nest. As the spider attacks him, he runs in the opposite direction, and, by activating one of his modified spells, increases his speed by at least 10 times. In that one sprint, he reaches his master's home and faints at the front door from exhaustion. She opens the door and, with a smile, welcomes him back home. More time passes, and Lloyd grows taller. He gains more freedom to explore his master's house, and one day, while cleaning her study room, he comes across a book about cities. He gets interested in it, as he's never experienced living in a populated place. In the meantime, his master starts experimenting with various things and makes him her personal apprentice, not allowing him to get a sound sleep for weeks. On this fateful day, the master wakes up and walks to the rooftop to meet Lloyd as usual. Her intention remains the same: grill him severely until he can no longer walk. However, by the time she gets to the room, he isn't there. She sees that he was last reading a book and she looks at it. On the other hand, Lloyd finds his way into the city. It seems that is his first time getting into the marketplace, and he can see several people. The crowd there amazes him. He barely even knows that there are that many people around him. It is amusing to say the least. He doesn't have a mission, and he just hangs around. As he stands there, a flyer hangs on his face. He assumes it was just the breeze, but it wasn't. It is actually quite intentional, as a man had thrown it at him. He picks it up and reads that a team is looking for an adventurer. Since he has nothing to do at the moment, he decides to go there and see what is happening. When he gets there, he sees they are having an adventurer party. The team is fighting with a monster, and they are injured. The leader of the team is a hero named Alan, and he commands his mage to cast the recovering power. The mage immediately casts the power, and the fight continues. She also uses her power to bind the monster, so Alan can defeat it. Alan defeats the monster, and the others go there to hype him up for his good works. Lloyd is bored of the entire scene, so he walks away. Outside, the villagers talk about how great Alan is, and how he had just defeated the Cyclops of Abattough Castle with his team. The adventuring team gets to their lodge, and Alan shares the money they had gotten. He gives Lloyd a token, and Lloyd takes it without complaints. He tells Lloyd that the money is his portion as a D-ranked adventurer, but Lloyd isn't bothered. He just walks away without complaining. The other adventurers wonder why he is that proud, and doesn't even speak. Alan in his pride says they don't have to worry about him because white mages aren't even important in quests. They are only there to increase the pride of the party. Lloyd hears this, but he isn't worried. He locks the door behind him and walks away. Meanwhile, his master receives a visitor at home. The visitor is the same man who had thrown the flyer at Lloyd earlier. He tells her that Lloyd had joined the hero's party, and his master is glad about that. She doesn't have an issue with whatever he does with his life, as long as he doesn't get proud. The man asks her if she still regrets what happened to her, and she says she doesn't want it to repeat itself again. He reminds her that the demon lord wanted to self-destruct with the book if she had let him do that. They recall the day of the fight with the demon lord. Everyone had died, and they saw Sybil stand up from the crowd and use the ancient magic to revive everyone that had died from the battle, even at the expense of his life. At the moment, the hero party are having another fight, and even before the fight starts, everyone hypes the team up and says great things about them. They are all sure that the party will be winning the fight as usual. Without wasting any time at all, Alan finishes up the battle and returns home to a team screaming his name and pride. When they get home, the mage of the party, Sheena, takes it upon herself to read more because she feels they can get better. As she reads, Alan comes to meet her and wonders why she is taking time to read. She says it is because she feels their defense is getting weak. He doesn't feel the same. In fact, according to him, he is getting stronger. She complains that she hasn't seen him train again for some time, and he proudly says he has no reason to train because he is simply unstoppable. She looks at him without saying a word. That evening, the soldiers at the riverbank get attacked by a golem, and they are all killed. The country immediately sends someone to Alan to inform him of the new mission, and he accepts the mission to kill the golem. He goes to the river with his team, and Lloyd uses his power to find out the location of the golem. By the time they attack the monster, they see another monster standing with a staff. Lloyd warns that the monster is a demon race, and his power is in the staff which he is using to control the golem. Alan asks a member of the party, Lulu, to throw her arrow against the demon, which she does, and he also commands Mia to set out to fight, and she gets ready. He plans to forge ahead and fight the golem head-on, but Lloyd thinks it is a reckless attempt. He says he hasn't gauged the golem well and knows his strength, let alone weakness, so Alan should calm down. Alan reminds him that he is the leader of the party, and he commands the team. Alan runs to fight, but feeling protective, Lloyd goes faster than him and pushes him from the golem. Alan pushes Lloyd away and attacks the golem, who dies immediately. This shows that Lloyd's prophecy of the situation was wrong, and he isn't good. By the time they get home, Alan complains that Lloyd hadn't done anything for the party since he joined and had left all the recovery and healing work for Sheena alone. Because of that, he should leave the party. Lloyd admits that they may be right and he is indeed weak, so he leaves as the other members of the party celebrate the good riddance to his rubbish. For 3 days, he tries getting another party to join to no avail. After another disappointing no from a party, he overhears a lady screaming that she needs an unaffiliated white mage and she needs it as soon as possible. The guild attendant asks her if she wants Lloyd. She turns to Lloyd, asks him if he is unaffiliated, and when he says yes, she drags him away and runs with him. What does Lloyd's future say? Will he eventually know how strong he is? Toto is a hero who possesses great skills, but he has one major problem. He is shy and is never able to approach anyone. So when 3 beautiful girls join his party, his black and white life is filled with colors. But what he doesn't know is that his 3 beautiful companions are out for his life. How will he survive? Let's find out. It all begins one day when the Demon King feels extra threatened for no reason. He summons his only daughter, Ciel, and gives her the mission to slay one of the many heroes who are after his life. Among all the heroes, one stands out the most, and the Demon King shows Ciel the information of that hero. Ciel assures her dad that she will get the job done and immediately sets out on the mission. But on the inside, she's actually more excited that she will finally get to explore the outside world and starts planning what she would do and what kind of food she'd eat once she gets there. Meanwhile, in the alleys where light doesn't reach, Anemone, a local assassin, gets a hit job from an organization to kill the same hero. But there's a contingency. Anemone must wear a priest outfit while she does it. Anemone refuses the bounty at first, but when the clients increase the reward substantially, she instantly wears the outfit. Somewhere else, Goa is a sadist woman who does gore things to men, and her biggest hobby is to turn the strongest, biggest men into her pets. But recently, she's been getting too bored as none of the men she's encountering are good enough. One of her servants claims to have spotted a perfect pet for her, and that is the same hero the other 2 girls are after. Speaking of the hero, he approaches 3 newbie adventurers, emanating his aura, and asks them if they need a strong companion in their team. All of the adventurers there recognize the hero as Toto and start fangirling over him, requesting autographs. Unfortunately, all of this happens inside Toto's head. In reality, Toto never manages to approach anyone without scaring them. He's way too strong, and that is why no one ever wants to get into trouble by getting near him. Toto becomes upset, thinking he's going to have to do a quest all by himself again. But today is his lucky day, as 3 hot girls approach him at once, asking if they can join his party. They are, of course, the 3 assassins after Toto's life, who coincidentally approached him at the same time. They don't know each other, but before they can tell one another to stay out of their business, others at the guild approach them, warning them not to get involved with a dangerous guy like him. Goa replies first, stating she belongs solely to the hero, and literally hugs Toto, frying his brain instantly. The hero stops moving. What just happened? Is he dead already? The girls are shocked, but not the others. The regulars here explain that Toto is extremely shy around women and has fainted due to the touch of a woman. Both Goa and Anemone find this information very interesting, but Ciel is the first one to act. Activating her dark magic, she takes control of Toto while he's fainted and flies away with him to dispose of him outside of people's reach. But Goa and Anemone follow her from the ground, with the same speed and are kind of glad that Ciel took Toto out of town, as they can use their full power freely. Anemone, whose skill allows her to manifest guns, summons a grenade machine gun and launches several at Ciel, but she manages to shield both herself and Toto using defensive magic. Ciel comes down to deal with Anemone first and secretly activates a summoning circle, but before the two are about to engage, Goa decides to join in as well. In secret, she brings out a concoction that she believes will help her get the upper hand. In the meantime, Ciel asks Anemone what her goal is, and after a verbal exchange, they both realize that they are after the same person's life. Goa steps in, telling both of the girls to talk it out and asking them for a temporary truce. Anemone and Ciel both agree and unsummon their magic. But this is exactly what Goa wanted, as she has used the concoction's perfume to paralyze both of them. Ciel barely manages to speak and tells Goa that she's made a big mistake, because Goa has actually interrupted her summoning circle, and now it has gone completely out of control. A dark spider dragon comes out of the magic circle, and it's going to go on a rampage now that Ciel cannot move. Goa tries to get away, but both Ciel and Anemone stop her, not allowing her to leave without giving them the antidote. The three girls are surely about to die, but Toto, comes out of nowhere and decapitates the dragon with a single punch. Toto's overwhelming strength leaves all three girls completely bewildered until he turns around with that risless expression, turning them off instantly. The three of them hug Toto for saving their lives, forgetting the fact that this is going to cause Toto to faint again. He's out for the next couple of minutes, but Ciel suggests they let him live today because her magic has run out, and she also mentions that she found him charming in a way. Anemone and Goa also agree, since Toto did save their lives, so they decide to delay the assassination and, in the meantime, make plans to go back to the city to have lunch together. Even though they're acting like they want to be friends, on the inside, they still consider each other foes. Moving on, Toto is back alive, and they're currently having Ciel's favorite dessert. Goa thinks this is the perfect time for all of them to introduce themselves properly. Ciel volunteers, introducing herself as someone who wants to become a maid. Anemone then claims to be a priest who is on a journey to rescue the lost and helpless. Goa introduces herself as a dancer who's just out here for fun. With the girls' introductions coming to an end, Toto wonders what he should say. In his mind, he imagines himself saying something cool, like he's on a mission to defeat the Demon Lord, and that he's going to protect all three of them while doing so. But he just can't get himself to say it. He tries to speak, but his mouth doesn't open, almost as if he's constipated. Still, Goa hugs him for fun's sake and fries his brain out once again. With Toto out cold, the three assassins go back to reintroducing themselves, this time with no lies. Ciel reveals she's on a mission given by her father, the Demon Lord, to hunt Toto. Anemone then reveals she was just handed Toto as her next target. Lastly, Goa expresses her dream to turn Toto into one of her torture pets. Anemone claims she's no longer interested and leaves, saying she'll cancel the task. Not that Anemone intends to let them be, she just has a perfect plan. Why work with others to kill just a man when you can kill him alone and take the pride of it? Hence, escaping from them and finding means to kill him alone is a perfect plan to her. She smiles to herself as she considers the fact that she would take the glory. Then she runs to the rooftop to find him around. She brings out her gun and looks around the city for her target, but she can't find him. While on her search, she finds something else that takes her attention. She sees two slave traders trying to sell a girl. Her dislike? It's slave trading, so she cannot watch and see it happen. She jumps there, throws a grenade to distract them, and carries the girl away. When she gets to the front, she drops the girl, gives her a sum of money, and asks her to run. She knows that the monster trading her is behind her, and she turns to fight. The monster assumes he is strong, but the first hit from Anemone makes him realize she is stronger. He couldn't imagine he would find such a hindrance while trying to trade a slave, but after going head-to-head with her for a minute, he realizes who she is, Anemone, the great assassin whose likes are money and drinks, and who dislikes slave trading. The fight gets severe for Anemone when the monster starts regenerating. As she fights on, Toto comes there and kills the monster with just a hit. She is shocked. She asks him where he came from, and he reminds her he told her earlier that he would do anything to protect them. Well, she didn't expect he would go that far. She doesn't see any reason to continue that conversation, so she throws him a kiss so he can faint again. As he faints, the other two girls come out and laugh at her. They ask her why she didn't kill the monster. Immediately, she targeted the monster, but she reveals if she had killed him in front of the girl and the girl sees a head flying around her, she will be injured with the scene for the rest of her life. Wow, I have never seen a kind assassin. She reveals that the world is a crazy place, and all she wants to do is earn money and make the world a better place. And for that reason, she will ensure she is the one that kills Toto and takes the money. She forges at him to stab him while he is standing, but her knife breaks just around him. She pretends as if she is just tired and attempts to walk away, but they laugh at her. Ciel advises that since they have the same target, they can all lodge at a hotel. By the time they get there, they find out Goa had booked just one room. Anemone isn't interested in the tussle of who will sleep on the same bed with Toto, so she excuses herself. Ciel doesn't also care about all of that, so she excuses herself too. Before she leaves, Goa makes jokes that she can just kill all of them and leave before morning, but Ciel doesn't care because she knows she is probably the only one who can kill Toto. She excuses herself and Goa sets into action. She doesn't intend to kill Toto. Instead, she wants to make him a slave. She has an injection that if she uses, he will become her subject within 5 minutes. She injects him and goes for her bath. By the time she returns, she sees he still hasn't woken up. She doesn't believe that her injection wouldn't work, so she is sure she has it all under her cover. Since he hasn't woken up, she removes her clothes and dances in front of him nude so she can trigger him to wake up. She sees he isn't shaking at all, so she goes further. She sits on the bed and crosses her legs. She calls him a dog and commands him to come and lick her leg. As though her drug is working, he walks towards her. However, he doesn't bend to lick her legs, but he lays on her and pins her to the bed. The scene entices her. She isn't sure if her drug is working at the moment or if it isn't, but she knows that what he is doing to her is exactly what she wants, and it makes her feel good. When Toto wakes up, he sees her unclad, and he gets scared and faints again, right beside her. The other two girls arrive and laugh at her. Anemone insists that Ciel is a kid who doesn't understand what she just saw, but Ciel insists she isn't a kid. Goa wonders if they aren't scared of her because of what she had just done, but they laugh again. For Anemone, if Goa tries anything funny, she will kill her, while Ciel still believes she is the only one that can kill Toto, so they are no competition to her. Anemone cannot let a child speak to her that way, so they argue and bring out their weapons to fight. Goa controls them, begging them not to wake Toto with their fight. Ciel suggests they end the fight in a big girl manner. She goes to her luggage and brings several snacks and games. Anemone laughs at her for taking all of that along every time, and she reveals that she has never had the opportunity to meet friends and play, and that moment is special to her. She realizes it will make them figure they are important to her, so she quickly retracts her words and says it is nothing. Anemone wishes to be convinced to play with her, so she refuses to join the game. When she sees that they are ready to play as a duo and she will be left out, she shamelessly offers to join, and they let her in. Toto wakes up sometime later and wonders what he has been going through. He insists that it is all a dream, and there is no way 3 beautiful ladies will be interested in joining his team. However, by the time he turns to his side, he sees them sleeping there, and he faints again. It is a team of impeccable people, with the ever-dependable hero Toto as the head of the team. Anemone, who is dressed as a priest, and she is the one who slays every enemy. Ciel, who is their mage and priest, and Goa, a bad woman that you can never be bored around. This is an interesting team, and I will love to see more of them.